Hello everybody, welcome back to the Michael Talks Football channel. Had a little bit of technical difficulties here, but we are live once again. Great to be back live. Hopefully you're all enjoying the content I have given in the last couple of days reviewing the Bundesliga and the Serie A. There will be reviews, of course, then for the Premier League. I'm going to probably do a video about Arsenal because, wow, they look good. And then we're obviously going to talk about Eredivisie, Liga NOS, maybe have a video about La Liga as well. But today, it is all about the Nations League. It's all about international football. This channel and everybody who subscribes, they better be loving international football because in 2 months, everybody thinks they're going to be an expert on Qatar, Kasper Hjulmand's Denmark, Zlatko Dalic's Croatia, Hervé Renard's Saudi Arabia. They won't know a clue about it. Me, Football Pharaoh, Dom, and other people who are really passionate about international football will know what they're talking about. So just know that, people, when the World Cup does occur in 60 days almost. We are almost 60 days away from the World Cup. It is pretty remarkable to see and to be a part of. But today, it is the Nations League final two match days. And these are vital matches because, one, it's preparation for the World Cup teams. Two, it's important for all the other nations in the pots for the draw for the Euros, because the draw for the Euros is next month. My God, there's just too much content coming up in the next couple of weeks and months. Holy cow. But big up to everybody. We're going to go through the groups and we're going to kind of predict, and I have like the table predictor so we can kind of see like the results I predict for the final two match days, and we'll see where the groups add on from there. But big up to everybody. Remember to hit the like button if you're watching on replay. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We should be hitting at least 30 likes on this video. Or stream, whatever you want to say. Big up to CJ, big up to Uncle Mike, big up to Christy. Christy, I haven't seen you for a while, bro. Hopefully you're doing well. Big up to Sebastian, big up to Matt, big up to Whaley Pond, one of the members of the channel. Big up, Whaley. Hopefully you're doing well. And of course, I love international football. And yes, we are almost at 4,000 subscribers. And once we hit 4,000 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway. So the more you subscribe, the more people we get involved in the chats, the more people may subscribe. Maybe. We'll see. But anyways, let us get involved with the predicciones. And big up to Albert. Albert, since you are here, there's only one video I have to play for you, and that is this. There we go. Big up Hans. Okay, so let us start with then the Nations League, League D, where in this group, Latvia have taken over, and I said Latvia are a little bit on the come up of here. They're progressing well. So they have a 5-point edge. All they need to do is just beat or get a point against Moldova, and they are through to League C, where they kind of should be, right? It's been a bit of a dire times and dark times for Latvian football in the last couple of years. It's just been dreadful. I mean, honestly, it's been dreadful for a team that qualified to the Euros in 2004 to where they are now. But at least, you know, they have their teams qualifying to the Conference League like Arafas, and they're doing pretty well. Actually got a point away at Fiorentina, which is remarkable. And their team is doing well. As for Moldova, it's just they haven't been competitive at all, really, at all during their international football history. So I think Latvia will comfortably win this group, and they will win over Moldova at home. And then with Liechtenstein, Andorra should be actually, wow. Because I haven't looked at the Nations League groups in a long time, people, especially League D. I mean, obviously I've looked at Finland and looked at League A, but I did not know Liechtenstein does not have a win. What? What's going on here? I did not know that. So, wow. Liechtenstein's got to pick up form, and Andorra's been doing pretty well. They've been doing pretty well. But we're not going to go too deep analysis because, I don't know any of the players, and I'm not going to lie here and say, oh my God, I watch these teams. But I'm going to go 2-0 Latvia over Moldova. That will secure their point. And then I'll say Liechtenstein will score a goal and get a point against Andorra. Then Andorra will draw with Latvia at home, and then Moldova will beat Liechtenstein. And that is that. So then you see here, Latvia will advance to League C, and then, everybody else stays in League D in this group. Then we move on to the next group. Only 2 groups in League D, so it's quick and comfortable and easy. We have Estonia, Malta, and everybody's wonderful team, San Marino, who are playing a game right now against Seychelles. Can they pick up their second ever victory in their football history? Let me know if there's any changes. I have notifications on as well for the game, because the scenes if San Marino score a goal and beat Seychelles, because it was going to be canceled, but then miraculously it just reappeared that the fixture was going to go on. So it all pretty much comes down to, when's the 23rd? Friday. So it all comes down to Friday between Estonia and Malta. Estonia obviously did beat Malta 2-1 in the first fixture. So Estonia will be going through in this group, no matter, I think, whatever happens. But as long as Estonia get a point, that will be enough for Malta. It's a good opportunity, and they have to. Yeah, those 2 away goals, because it's obviously going to be head-to-head. That could be the difference in this. So I would say Malta have to win by the same scoreline, and then just hope that Estonia doesn't destroy San Marino, which, could be possible. But let's see. I just hope San Marino get a win, but I don't see it happening. Between Estonia and Malta, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. Cagey affair. And then I'm just going to do this. This is pretty simple right there. So then that means Estonia will be advancing then back to League C. No, they were in the first season, they were in League C. Then they stayed. So Estonia will be back in League C, gain promotion, and Malta and San Marino stay where they are at the moment. So we'll move on then to League C. Very, very simple when it comes to League D, people. Hey, come on. Do you want me to give deep dive analysis on that? I'm not going to do it. Oh, that's the wrong group. There we go. That's the right group. So there we go. We can see it. Big up to everybody. Remember to smash the like button. Give your predictions as well as we keep on going. Yes, the limbs, exactly. I hope you're doing well. I mostly enjoyed. Okay. No worries, Christy. Some people just enjoy the international streams, and that's perfectly fine with me. Big up to Elias, Young Michael. How you doing, bro? Doing very well. Thank you very much. Big up to Matt. Matt says Latvia 4-0, Liechtenstein 1-1, Latvia 1-0, Moldova 2-0, Estonia 1-1, and San Marino 2-0. Same as me. Man, I wish San Marino gets a win. I'm not going to do a watch along for that. And 2-0 Estonia, Malta, and San Marino. 1-0 is San Marino. Well, let's hope so. Estonia, Latvia will win their group. That is all I can say. Agreed with that. And I want 1-0 San Marino. Big up to Shio. What's up? How's the stream going? Well, we just started 8 minutes in, and we're going through. We're speeding through the groups in League D. Now with League C, this is pretty much, this group at least, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. I mean, do you want me, it is good that what was I gonna say here? That Faroe Islands are actually doing quite well, and you see, Luxembourg and Faroe Islands are progressing very nicely in international football. As for Lithuania, yeah, they're going through, I think, the same patch as Latvia in a way. The roles reversed between the 2 Baltic nations. Latvia a little bit progressing back to League C. Lithuania, but Zalgiris made it to the Conference League, so that's at least good, and maybe that will give some progress to Lithuania football. Turkey will easily win this group. They shouldn't. They're not a League C team. We all know this. They should not be here. Look at this: 4 wins, 14 goals, and 0 goals conceded. They will easily win this group. I will actually say they won't even concede a goal. And then for Faroe Islands and Luxembourg, All Faroe Islands has to do is beat Lithuania or draw, and they are guaranteed a spot again in League C in the Nations League, which is fantastic for the small nation. And yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to deep dive into this group because it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that Turkey will win it. And I think everybody did predict Turkey to win it. So I'm going to go with the Faroe Islands Lithuania 1-1 draw. This will be 2-0 between Turkey. Oh, not 2-10. 2-0 for Turkey against Luxembourg. Luxembourg against Lithuania will be a 2-0 win for Luxembourg. And then Faroe Islands, Turkey. You know what? Let's go with a 1-1. Let's say Faroe Islands score a goal and Turkey finally concede a goal in the last game. And then look, I mean, Turkey will win this group by 6 points, and Lithuania, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking the greatest for them. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing in this group. This group is already done because it all just comes down to who gets relegated back to League C from this group. Yes, we are speeding. I think Turkey will go 6 for 6. Yep, agreed with that, Christy. So, I mean, look, Greece have done very well. Gospoyet is doing an amazing job with this side. They have a lot of young, talented footballers. Pavlidis, Chimikas, all of these guys. I mean, you got to say to yourself, Greece are getting back because they've been a dumpster when it comes to football in the last couple of years. I mean, just the national team at least. I mean, just losing to at home. Well, did they draw or lose to Liechtenstein at home? You know, Finland, Finland embarrassing them a couple of times. But I mean, now you see that the team is getting better. Gospoyet is that guy. And then as for Kosovo, they'll stay up. They have a very talented team. It's just finding, that blend of how do we want to establish ourselves in international football. It is difficult because this is only like the first 6 or 7 years of Kosovo in football. And, they have done well and they were competitive against Greece. As for Northern Ireland, I mean, ever since 2016 Euros and then almost qualifying to the World Cup in 2018, it's just gone. It has gone downhill for the Northern Ireland national team. They got two tough games. Kosovo and Greece. Well, I mean, they both play Kosovo and Greece, but they have Kosovo at home and they have Greece away. Now, that is going to be very, very tough. As for Cyprus, they host Greece. Funny enough, they both have the same national anthem, by the way. And then Cyprus will go away to Kosovo. So this is not going to be easy for both Northern Ireland and Cyprus. You know what? I don't know. I feel like Northern Ireland can get a result here against Kosovo. I'm going to go 1-1 between this game. I'm going to say Greece get a win over Cyprus. I'm going to say Kosovo get a narrow win over Cyprus. And then I'm going to say Greece get a comfortable win over Northern Ireland. As we always knew, Greece were going to be promoted. They're going to win every game. They look very, very good at the moment. Kosovo will finish second. Northern Ireland will finish third. And unfortunately for Cyprus, they are going to be relegated to the League D. And that is unfortunate for them and their fans, but it's a harsh reality. Oh boy, yes, this is the group I want to talk about because I'm very excited about this. Hopefully Turkey qualifies for the Euros. So many Turkish people living here in Germany, so it would be almost a home advantage for them. Oh my god, yeah, they will desperately want to qualify for the Euros, next Euros in Germany. Big up to 114 York. He says Turkey national team has regressed just like the Super League. I mean, I wouldn't say the national team has regressed. I mean, they were disappointing the last years when everybody had them as dark horses. And obviously the Super League has kind of regressed in the last couple of years if you look at the performances of Turkish teams in European competitions. But there is quite few talented footballers in Turkey. It's just about that they have to improve the Super League. They really do. So I think that's the main issue when it comes for Turkish football at the moment. And I was surprised that people put Greece at second, Northern Ireland at first. I thought the draw against Spain was clear. A very, very good point. I'm very surprised that Northern Ireland is so bad. Agreed. Yeah, they should have done better. And Kazakhstan have a good team. Big up. I know where's Nicole. Big up, Michael. Sorry, but it's all right, bro. You got to focus on studying. So, Kazakhstan, huh? Kazakhstan. I did say after the last time we did the Nations League stream that, you know what? I'm not overly surprised at how well Kazakhstan have been doing. Because if I've been watching this team because they were obviously in the same group as Finland, and they got a couple of draws against Ukraine and Bosnia, and they were good, and I thought they were competitive against Finland. Now, did I think Slovakia would be this bad? Like, you lose twice, I think, to Kazakhstan in this group. If you just had the two teams on paper, Kazakhstan should not be competing against Slovakia. Like, Slovakia they should be at least first place. And I thought they would be first place. And I think I would actually say maybe Kazakhstan have been the biggest surprise, because I'm pretty sure I had them in third place. I'll do a reactions to my Nations League predictions once the Nations League is done. But yeah, I mean, unbelievable. Defensively, they have been strong in the last couple of years, and they're very dangerous on the counterattack. And obviously, with the time difference and the artificial turf and this sort of stuff, Kazakhstan used that to their advantage. I think for Slovakia, when you have guys like Lobotka and Skriniar, it should be better. It really should be from Slovakia's perspective. So that's disappointing. Belarus have been terrible in the last couple of years. I mean, they used to be competitive. Remember when they used to have Alexander Hreb and these sort of guys, Bate Borisov qualifying the Champions League, but nowadays, Belarusian football, it just isn't. It just isn't the same. And for Azerbaijan, competitive, I think they're really missing a goal scorer in that team. I really do. Because they do play some good football, but they just need that killer of a goal scorer in the squad. But I think Kazakhstan, they're going to qualify to the League B. It's pretty crazy. They're going to qualify to League B. They're going to beat Belarus. Slovakia will beat Azerbaijan. Slovakia will beat... Actually, you know what? I'm going to go 3-0 Slovakia. I think they'll send a statement. And then I think this will end in a 1-1 draw. And Kazakhstan will qualify with 2 points ahead of Slovakia. And Belarus will be relegated to League D. So this is one of the best storylines in the Nations League so far. And if Kazakhstan does finish first, shout out to any Kazakhstan people watching. I mean, that is a crazy achievement for them. And then we move on to Georgia and North Macedonia battle it out for the first place. Obviously, it's going to be head-to-head if they are tied on points, by the way, people. So, as of now, Georgia have 3-point advantage, and also North Macedonia has to win by 3 goals in this game. Obviously, then it comes down to the last game, but Georgia are going to play Gibraltar, so you would assume that Georgia would win that game. Now, let's talk about Signal's squad from Georgia. I mean, Kivica, there's a guy at Bordeaux. I cannot remember his name. And obviously the Valencia goalkeeper, it's a very difficult name to pronounce. I'm sorry to any Georgians out there, but you guys know the goalkeeper I'm talking about. So this team are really talented. And apparently this game against North Macedonia at home is sold out in front of like 55,000 people. So the people are hyped in Georgia. They're hyped about their national team and the players they have. And watch out. I think this team could qualify for the Euros. With the way they are going, it kind of reminds me of Finland. You know, they have that superstar player. They just have a good nucleus. They have good leadership. And they have, the home support behind them. Kind of reminds me of Finland. And Georgia are building that. As for North Macedonia, I think they've a little bit regressed, obviously qualifying to the Euros. But still, this is a team you don't want to underestimate at all. And I know Georgia will not underestimate them. And North Macedonia are going to definitely want some revenge after being embarrassed at home by Georgia 3-0. And then for Bulgaria and Gibraltar, I mean, if Gibraltar somehow get a result against Bulgaria away, I'll be very, very surprised. Don't really see it happening. And then I think it will be done by the final match day. Gibraltar will be relegated and Georgia will qualify to League B and they will be promoted. I'm going to go with the narrow 2-1 win for Georgia. Then this will be 2-0 for Bulgaria. This will be let's go 1-4 for Georgia. I would say Kivica gets 2 goals. And then North Macedonia will win 2-0 over Bulgaria. And Georgia will be promoted as then Gibraltar will be relegated. All right, let's see what you guys are saying before we head over to League B. Kazakhstan going to get 16 points. Maybe Kazakhstan is one of the big surprises of the Nations League so far. Agreed with that. I got Kazakhstan first in my predictions. Kazakhstan should finish first. Folks, Northern Ireland punching above their weight for years. Hard to sustain. A team has got old. That's very true. Yeah, the Northern Ireland team has gotten old and they just don't have the youngsters to compete. If you look at Ireland, for example, they saw that, okay, the older generation is getting old. You got to bring in the new blood. We're going to go through a rough patch like losing to Luxembourg. But you got to go through the pain to get to the gain. That's what Ireland are figuring out. And I think that's what Northern Ireland have to figure out at the moment. And Slovakia is a surprise. Slovakia should finish second. This is also a chance for Skriniar to build up some confidence. And Georgia got a boost all of a sudden. Yep, and Kivica is a baller, as we all know. Georgia always has been technically sound, but let down by poor mental state and lack of heart. I mean, this is true. Like, Georgia have always been very good technically footballers, but I don't think they'd had a nucleus like this. Like this team we were watching from Georgia, they are fun to watch. They are really fun to watch, and that's what really excites me about the sort of players that they're bringing up nowadays. And League C is one of the most interesting, in my opinion. Don't mention North Macedonia to Italian fans. No, we will not do that. We will not do that, Nicola. We won't do that to the poor Italians. And we will get to Italy. Don't worry about that, people. But let me just get the next league up as we then start with... Oh, okay. There we go. So there is one game being played tonight. I actually did not know that the game was being played at the moment. And then I actually saw this morning. I was like, ah, damn. Well... It don't matter. I think it's still 0-0 between Scotland and Ukraine. I'm going to have to quickly check that, actually. Let me just quickly check that. I'm pretty sure. Remember, people, hit the like button on the stream. Hit the like button. If we can get up to 30 likes, that would be fantastic. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And yes, it is 0-0 still between Ukraine and Scotland. So, this is a very interesting group. Now we're in League B, by the way, with the Nations League. So Scotland, Ukraine at the moment, 0-0. If I had to give a prediction before the game, I would have said 1-0 for Ukraine. I think it would have kind of been a similar story where Ukraine are very good. They just take a while to break down the Scottish wall. Obviously, Scotland are missing Robertson. I think Patterson got actually injured in the game as well, which is a huge blow for him. Hopefully, he's not injured too long because he's been really good for Everton this season. So, to be honest, I would have went for a 1-0 Ukraine win. And Ukraine still got to go away to Armenia. They got to still play Scotland at home. So it is a tough match day. Yeah, they actually are playing. And Ukraine should be down to 10 men, says Doug. Obviously, the Scotsman. I haven't watched the game, Doug, so I can't really say. But this is an interesting group, and it all could come down to the final match day. So let me just do a scenario here. Actually, let me just get that up. There we go. I was going to say 1-0 for Ukraine. I could actually say that Armenia would get a result here and 1-1 because they'll be fresh and Ukraine might have to do a little bit of rotation in this. Scotland, Ireland, that's going to be a very, very intense game as we know. And I would say 1-1 as well between this game. Now, in that scenario, Ukraine will be getting promoted and then it comes down to Ireland and Armenia to see who goes down to League C. And Scotland obviously going away to Ukraine, but Scotland will be fine because obviously Ireland and Armenia will be head-to-head against each other. And Ireland are progressing well. Obviously, the youngsters they have. Scotland still going with the same nucleus that got them to the Euros. I think obviously adding now Patterson is a really good addition. I really like this player. I think just the lack of goal scoring will kill this team for Scotland. That's my biggest issue with this team. Shea Adams is a decent striker, but I think they need a real striker in that team to get them the goals in tough moments. And then for Ukraine, look, Ukraine have a lot of ballers. They have a lot of ballers. Mykolenko, Yarmolenko, even though he's now playing Al Hilal in the UAE. You obviously have Mudryk and you have Dovbyk. You have Roma Yaramchuk. Obviously, Malinovsky, Zinchenko is not involved in this window because he's got an injury. So Ukraine got players, and I think they are definitely a League A team, and they're only going to get better because their under 21s and under 19s are even more better. And that's just incredible the amount of talent that this country is able to produce. So I think they will be promoted, and then see, Ireland and Armenia is interesting because I would not be surprised if Armenia go away and get a result, just a tough performance where they kind of sit back in a way and grind out a result. Nah, I would go 1-0 Ireland. I would go 1-0 Ireland in this situation, and then I think Ukraine will get a home victory and be promoted. So then Armenia will be relegated to League C, and Ukraine will be promoted to League A, where I think they belong because they are the best team. Now this group gets interesting. Big up to everybody. Let's keep on going. Very interesting. Scotland and Ukraine, 0-0. Yep, thank you very much. Big up to Blake. Jordi Abushavi who is also Georgian from Porto. He is 19. My God, man, this country keep on producing talent. They are actually playing the first match day. Yep, and Ukraine should be down to 10 men. Big up to Doug. Guys. Remember, go subscribe to his channel. Ukraine is the best in the group. Yep, and Ukraine and Scotland are playing a lot this year. They're probably sick and tired of seeing each other at the moment. Now, let's get to Group B in League B, where we have Israel, Iceland, Albania, and obviously Russia is not competing. And unfortunately for the players, they will not be competing in the next Euros either, as they have been tossed out. I won't make a comment, but that's the ruling that has been made. So, Israel, Albania. Now, Albania have been really disappointing. I gotta be honest, they have been really disappointing in this group. I thought Albania would be better. They have some good players, but once again, it's a similar situation when it comes to international football. Albania, they're lacking that striker to get them the goals. They can defend well, as you can see here. They've actually conceded less goals. Obviously, they played a game less than Israel and Iceland, but the goal scoring is not there. You're going to go away to Israel. Obviously, AD has let me know that a couple players like Solomon and Zahavi are gone for Israel. But if they have Adel Abdada, oh my God, what was the player's name from Adel? I'm gonna have to research his name again. The name is escaping me at the moment. The name is escaping me at the moment. Man. The name is escaping me. I'm gonna have to research it again. Leo Abada. There we go. Leo Abada. God damn, I almost butchered that name. Leo Abada. So as long as they have him, I think Israel can get a result at home. And look, I think they can just get a draw, and that will be enough for them to be promoted to League A, which is very good. And obviously, if you have been following the under-19s and under-21s, I think it was the under-19s, I want to say, Israel did make the final. So they have a promising future ahead of them when it comes to football. And you look at Maccabi Haifa and the success for them. As for, you know what, I'm going to go 1-1. I can't really pick a winner, but just because Israel are missing a key players, but they are at home, and it is going to be a tough environment for Albania to go into. And then it just comes down to the final match day for Iceland. And let me just quickly look at the head-to-head results. So if Iceland win by more than 2 goals, that will be enough for them. And they got to go away to Albania to do it, because obviously head-to-head it will be scratched off because they have the same amount of goals. It's pretty much just even between Israel and Iceland. So all then Iceland have to do is go away to Albania and win by 2 goals. Now, is that feasible? It's doable, but the first meeting between these two sides, they drew 1-1. That is not going to be easy for Iceland, and Iceland have 3 draws. They have 3 draws in this situation. You know what? I might actually go for an Albania win here. I might do it. I think Albania will get a result at home against Iceland, even though Iceland, they've been poor in the last couple of years. They're doing a little bit better here. Let's see how they do in the next Euros qualifier. I still don't think this team has the nucleus and the cohesion within the federation and the squad to qualify to the next Euros. But hey, maybe they could surprise us, because there were signs when they were qualifying to the Euro and qualifying to the World Cup. Oh my God, they're actually going to do this. Now, I don't see it as much. I don't. But I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Albania. I think they'll narrowly do it, and then that means Israel will be promoted to League A, and obviously Russia will be relegated to League C. So then we move on to the next group. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. And we are lack of key players, Solomon, Zahavi, but a match at home, just 1 win away from Euro playoffs. Exactly, the Ukraine should be first. Albania is a decent team with Serie A players. Agreed, 1-1 Israel-Albania, 2-1 for Iceland. Leo Bali, I just couldn't remember the name. A draw maybe isn't enough for us to get the first place. I think it'll be enough because Albania won't have a reason to win against Iceland. They'll have a reason, AD, because you got to still win to have a good position in the pots for the draw for the Euros. So, for the qualifiers, I mean, and Iceland are the draw merchants indeed. So, we get then to Bosnia, Montenegro, and Finland and Romania's group where, this group just bums me out, being a Finnish supporter, because I'm just so frustrated with this team at the moment. But let's give it up to Bosnia and Montenegro. Now, shout out to all my Bosnian and Montenegro guys there. I want you guys to draw. That's all I'm going to say. Just a draw, all right? Let's have a nice 1-1. All is good. Now, if I take away my Finnish hat, Bosnia will win this game. Actually, you know what? Bosnia have actually been very impressive in this Nations League. When you have quality like Žeko and you have quality like Pjanic, you're going to do well. They have good defenders. Montenegro have also been very good. I would say that they're a very good home team, even though I think they did pick up a away win. Yeah, they did beat Romania 3-0. That is pretty embarrassing for Romania. So Montenegro are definitely no slouches, and they are a very good defensive team. I just think attacking-wise, they aren't the greatest, even though they got 3 goals away at Romania. But when they played against Finland away here in Helsinki, they offered absolutely nothing going forward. So that's why I was kind of shocked. I was like, 3-0? Really? Yeah. So but this is always a tricky one when it's the Balkan nations against the Balkan nations. It gets very intense. Now, I would expect Bosnia to win though, and that's why I said I've been impressed with this team. I really have been impressed with this team. So I would say it would be a 2-1 win for Bosnia, and that will be enough for them to get back to League A because they were in the last occasion in League A. And then as for Finland and Romania, it's just about surviving in League B, and I'm not confident in this game at all for Finnish supporter, and I just need to see goals, and I just need to see Pukki score and just bring home a win. As for Romania, this is a team that just, like, their only goal in this whole Nations League this season has been against Finland at home, in which they were really good for the first 30 minutes. The press in, the quick counterattacks, the directness of their squad, they offered a lot of trouble, but I haven't watched the other games, and in the other games, it's just been stale. It really has been stale from Romania's perspective, losing 2-0 at home, 2-0 away to Montenegro, losing 1-0 away to Bosnia, then obviously beating Finland, losing at home to Montenegro. This has not been a good campaign at all for Romania. Now, I'm not confident, but the confidence gives me at least it's at home. And Romania have been terrible away from home. So I'm going to go with the prototypical and typical Finland 1-0 win at home. And that will mean then everything's sorted out between who gets promoted and who gets relegated. Unfortunately for Romania, this is not a good time. This is not a good time whatsoever. And questions needs to be asked, why aren't you producing the talent? I would say in the attacking phase, right? I know they have the one striker, Puskas, but I think he plays for, I think it was a Serie B team. I think it was Genoa, actually. Yeah, he plays for Genoa. Look, they got to be producing much better players. Romania are a very historic footballing nation, but right at the moment, it ain't looking the greatest. And then Montenegro, Finland, I'm going to go with the 1-1 draw. I just can see it being like that. And then I could see Romania picking up a result here because Bosnia will rotate a lot, give other players a chance. So then I would say Romania would win 2-0. Won't matter. So Bosnia will finish first. Romania will finish last. Montenegro and Finland will be tied on points. And actually then Finland will be second. This is obviously, they're doing this by goal difference, but Finland will be ahead based on head-to-head record. So let's see what you guys are saying before we move on. Hamza Hosic played well in England, then got injured, says Christy. Yeah. Finland 2-0. Montenegro, Sebastian, we're not going to win both games. I'll say that at least. The defense lost an incredible player, though. Support all my Balkan brothers. Come on, Finland. Agreed with that. Now we get to the last group, and this is probably the most interesting group because there's a big game. There is a big game. And it all comes down, and this is a big 2 games for Serbia as they prepare to be back at the World Cup, back-to-back appearances, and they will be playing Sweden. And this is a big game for Sweden because if they lose this, and then if they draw at home, and if somehow Slovenia do beat Norway, oh boy. Sweden might be in trouble. And they haven't been impressive at all during these qualifiers, Nations Leagues, excuse me. As for Norway, I said this team is getting better and better and better. I think I predicted them to finish second over Sweden and Serbia to finish first. Norway are looking good, and they just keep producing the talent. They keep producing oil, but they keep producing footballing talent as well. I don't get it. Some Norwegians, please tell me how you guys are doing this at the moment. Is it coaching? I don't know what it is, but some of the players, I'm envious. as a Finland national team supporter. And then for Serbia, just preparation. I think I think they want to test out a couple of things. What's going to be the best lineup? What's going to be the best formation tactics-wise? How do we want to play against Brazil? How do we want to play against Switzerland? I don't think they will be too bothered. Oh, we missed out on League A. Oh, it's okay. Because they're pretty much guaranteed a spot in League B. So it's just, I think now just trying the different tactics and seeing what the best lineup is. Obviously, you're going to play Milinkovic-Savic. You're going to play Vlahovic because Vlahovic needs to start and get some confidence because he needs confidence heading into that World Cup if Serbia want to make a deep run. Obviously, you have Mitrovic as well. Mitrovic is on fire. He is on fire. Blazing hot flyer. So, yeah. I could see just a lot of rotation from Serbia. I could see Sweden taking it serious and be like, oh, we got to win this game. We got to win this game. But the game will be played. I don't know if it's going to be played in Belgrade. I'm assuming it will be played in Belgrade. Very tough location to go to. And then for Norway, Slovenia. Now, this could be a trap game for Norway where they think, oh, it could be easy. Haaland gets a hat trick, this sort of stuff. But I'm just going to go with a narrow 2-1 win for Norway. I'm going to go with a narrow 2-1 win for Serbia. I would say 1-1 between Norway and Serbia. And then, I mean, look, it all comes down to Sweden and Slovenia. And Slovenia... Sweden better be careful, but Sweden will win this game. Because if they lose to Slovenia at home, that is embarrassing. That is embarrassing if you're Sweden. Do not let it happen. Do not let it happen. All right? If Sweden get relegated to League C, I'm going to laugh. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just going to laugh pretty hard, but it won't happen. Norway will be promoted, and look, they're on the rise, and they're going to qualify to the next Euros. I already said it in the last stream for the Nations League. They will be qualifying to the next Euros. This team is so good. They got a structure. They know their identity. Even though Ødegaard will not play, this team is so talented with all sorts of players. And I think for Serbia, they'll be fine. It's just about tinkering, trying new ideas. Just trying out new ideas. And yes, Sweden will be safe, and Slovenia will be relegated to League C. Dragan Stojkovic is calling up new players for us. Look, this is the thing, Nikola. You got to try out this is the last opportunity for Stojkovic to try out new players, find the right pieces, find out the right formation, the tactics, and all that sort of stuff. This is all just experimental time for Serbia. They're not too bothered if they win or lose, I think, in this situation. And Stojkovic, he understands. And Serbia 3-0, Sweden 2-0. Oh, man. Vlahovic needs to build confidence for us. Exactly. Dusan Vlahovic needs to get some confidence heading into that World Cup. And we need to beat both Sweden and Norway. I'm also going to laugh if we get relegated. Big up to Seba, says Scotland to score. So Scotland did score? Or is going to score is what he's saying. Well, it is halftime. So maybe he's meaning it will score. And big up to my Twitch followers. Scenes in Helsinki if Sweden are relegated. And yeah, we haven't had a good manager for 20 years. Hey, but I think Stojkovic is actually a good manager, Nikola. I think he actually looks like a good manager, to be honest. So I think Serbia got a good chance. They got a good chance, but we'll see what my final World Cup predictions are. We'll see what they are as we start building up. We start getting then the national team previews for each and every team. We'll get some guests on. We'll discuss about it and all that good stuff because that is the most important thing as we start building up. 2 months away, people. It's going to come quick. So pause. It's approaching quickly. If we get relegated, I will be very mad. And picks for the second half, Scotland, Ukraine. I haven't watched the game. Sebas, I would say still Ukraine would win the game 1-0. That would be my choice. And Stojkovic is a good manager. Agreed. Now we get to League A. Everybody's favorite. The big guns are here. All the big national teams are in League A. Remember, people, hit the like button on the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We only have 23 likes. We should be at least hitting 30. So, you smash it, and you subscribe if you're new. It's all free. It's all free. It's all free, people. Okay. France are in big trouble. Yep, France are in big trouble. Obviously, they have a lot of key players missing, and Didier Deschamps is going to try out some new players to see who could make it to the World Cup and this sort of stuff. But France are going to be relegated. I mean, okay, they could be Austria at home, but Austria are looking quite decent under you-know-who, Ralf Rangnick. And Arnautovic is in great form. And David Alaba, of course, and all the decent players that Austria have. So France should not take Austria lightly, and they got to start getting some confidence because this team, it seems like it's in turmoil in a way. I'm just getting 2010 France vibes at the moment. Mbappe asking for his, promotional and imagery stuff and all that kind of crap. You got Pogba with the witches and this sort of stuff. There's just so much drama with this French team. And it's not even the World Cup yet. It's not even the World Cup yet, people. This is the crazy thing about it. This is really the crazy thing about it. So I am a little bit worried for France. But they still got the quality players, and it's also going to be great to see Magnan start, because I don't think Lloris was selected. I think he has an injury, so it's going to be great to see Magnan have a game for l'équipe. Then let's discuss about Croatia and Denmark. Now, this is going to be a good game. This is going to be a very good game. Zlatko Dalic against Kasper Hjulmand, two great international football managers, two great teams, two teams that could do very well at the next World Cup. And I think you see Croatia. You look at defensively, they got a little bit younger. They got a bit still of experience with Vida and Lovren. The only question mark I have when it comes to Croatia is one, the goalkeeper, because Livakovic does make a mistake. And two, who is going to be the striker? Is it going to be Petkovic? Is it going to be Budimir? Please, stop. Please. So, I think that's the two biggest question marks when it comes to Croatia. And for Denmark, they got a lot of good pieces, a lot of good players. I want to see Joachim Andersen get a couple games for Denmark, see if he can start, because Vestergaard is just terrible nowadays. Vestergaard is just terrible. Why? I don't think he even got selected, if I'm not mistaken. And both teams have a couple injuries, I think, in key positions, but I think more for Denmark. Obviously, Christian Eriksen, these sort of guys will be there. So I think this is going to be a really good game, and I think it's a good preparation heading into the World Cup, because obviously these will be the final two games for these two teams to prepare. And I'm very just excited. And obviously, people, let me know in the chat, who should start at striker for Croatia? Petkovic, Budimir, or who else did they select? I'll quickly check that. Let me quickly check. Okay, so Petkovic, Kramaric, and Budimir. I'm not too sure about this Livaya from I do Split, but let's see. So yeah, let me know who's going to start at striker for Croatia. And yeah, because I think that's the biggest issue, because we knew in that World Cup in 2018, Mandzukic is the guy. And he was key. So I think that's what Croatia need to have, because their midfield is arguably one of the best in the World Cup. Brozovic, Kovacic, and Modric. And that's not even including Vlasic, who's on the bench. It's like, Croatia got a good team. They had the youngsters in the back with Givardiol. You got Barisic. You got these sort of guys. Sosa. I think Croatia can actually make another deep run in the World Cup. I really, really do. But they're in a tough group. But we cannot underestimate Kasper Hjulmand's Denmark, because they are also a very, very good team. So what is my predictions for these games? Because this is a very, very tough group to predict. So people, let me know in the chat who will finish first, second, third, and fourth after the final match day. I honestly would not be surprised if France get relegated. I'm going to go with the 2-1 win for Croatia at home, because it is at home, and we know how good of a home side they are. I expect France to beat Austria. If they do not, major question marks will be asked of Didier Deschamps heading into this World Cup. I know there's a lot of players missing and this sort of stuff, but look at all the talent France have. They have all the talent in the world. Now, see, now it gets interesting, because still Croatia, they will want to, on that final match day, secure that final spot. Obviously, they're going to be in first place heading into the final match day. I'm going to say it's going to be a 1-1 in both games. I'm going to go with a 1-1, because I feel like France could rotate. I feel like all the teams could rotate, especially Croatia, France, and Denmark. The teams going to the World Cup, just trying to find some new pieces, try out some new tactics and this sort of stuff. But yeah, I think Croatia will be first in the group. I think Austria will sadly finish bottom, even though Ralf Rangnick, I think, is actually doing a very good job with the team. And Kasper Hjulmand, they won't be deterred. Denmark want to be on the low. They want nobody to talk about them. No whispers. But then when the World Cup comes, they strike. So this is going to be a very interesting group to see how it works. And I think, is it tomorrow, Croatia, Denmark? I might have to actually do a watch along for the game. That might actually be a good watch along because I'm intrigued by both teams. Yes, World Cup curse. It would be cool to see Austria in the final. Be very, very cool. Big up to Umid. He says, I thought he might rewatch. Oh, I did not see your last comment. I am not, unfortunately, Umid, because I haven't been able to watch all the games and I was away on holiday. I was actually in Rome to watch one of the Europa League games. So yeah. Don't worry, we'll do match day 3 and match day 4 and this sort of stuff once we get back on track. And it would be so funny if France get relegated. Great big up to Rohan, Denmark and the Hounds. France have a great chance of qualifying for League B. I thought he would watch the matches with the highlights as he used to do. Don't worry, Umud, I will come back with the Europa League Conference League match day reviews. Because I got home Sunday, I was exhausted. Monday I had work, I was exhausted after work and this sort of stuff. So yeah. Don't worry, we'll do for match day 3 and 4, 5, and 6. Big up to a comment. He says Croatia 2-0. Denmark, but rooting for Croatia. It's over for France. Austria has Lazaro. Okay, so Petkovic. I don't want to be relegated. Ouch, says Archie. Orsic starts on the bench. I mean, that's a great option to have off the bench if you ask me. So Kramaric to start. A striker. Haven't we seen that picture before, though, when it comes to the Croatian national team? It doesn't end that well. It doesn't. Okay, so Matt says first Denmark, 2 Croatia, 3 France, 4 Austria. Comment has the same idea as me. 1 Croatia, 2 Denmark, 3 France, 4 Austria. France has to beat Austria tomorrow no matter what. Agree with that. And then hope Croatia beats or draws with Austria later on. I actually think that especially the big teams who are struggling like England and France will play much better because in June they didn't care about the Nations League. They just won the holidays. And this is true as well, Hans. I mean, look, they could be performing a lot better, or are they actually not that good? Because, you got teams like Croatia and Denmark and Austria. These are no slouches. They got an identity. They have very good managers. And they got good players. So France can't take these games lightly. They got to approach this like it's a World Cup. They got to get into that World Cup mentality at the moment if they want to succeed. I don't think they're going to go back-to-back. I really don't. And that's just purely because of the World Cup curse. Now, this is another interesting group. Oh, it might come all down to the final match day in this group. And very surprised, very surprised. Let me just have a little bit of water before we continue. So we've got Czech Republic hosting Portugal, and then we have Spain hosting Switzerland, and then it comes down to the final match day. It might come down to this. Portugal against Spain, and Switzerland against Czech Republic. Now, I don't know what Fernando Santos is going to do because, it is dinosaur football nowadays. I need to find like a dinosaur, like a little short video like I do with the Blasphemous and that sort of stuff because, yeah. Look, Portugal have done better. They have done better. Fernando Santos is trying new things. I actually haven't checked out their squad. Let me quickly check out Portugal's squad for this. By the way, their home kit for the World Cup is an absolute disgrace and terrible. I'm just gonna put it out there. Their away kit, that's nice. Their home kit is terrible. Let me look at their team. So who did he call up? Oh man, he still calls up Danilo Pereira, William Carvalho, João Mario, Ruben Neves, Paulinho. Man, that midfield is so good. Oh, that's so good. Such a good midfield. And the attack is ridiculous. Ronaldo, Jota, João Felix, Rafael Leao, Ricardo Horta from Braga. Nice to see him get a call up. Pedro Neto, Gonzalo Ramos from Benfica got a call up as well. So look, man, there's no more André Silva and there's no more Guedes. I would expect Portugal to beat Czech Republic. Look, the 3 teams going to the World Cup from this group, Portugal, Spain, and Switzerland, they're going to probably be trying a lot of different things, moving pieces. Fernando Santos probably going back to his trusty old midfield. Actually, João Moutinho didn't get selected. Oh, wow, that is interesting. Is he injured? I don't think he's injured. I haven't seen anything about João Moutinho getting injured. So that's a interesting situation. So I would expect then the midfield for Portugal in these games to be William Carvalho, Bernardo Silva, and Bruno Fernandes. That would be my midfield at least. Now the front 3, that gets interesting. I mean, based on form, you got to go with Rafael Leao at left wing. You surely have to. Obviously, he's going to play Ronaldo at striker. He is going to play Ronaldo at striker. Don't worry, people. Don't worry, Albert. He will play Ronaldo at striker. Now, who's going to be the right winger? You can't play Jota out there. Maybe Pedro Neto. I think that could be a shout. Maybe. And then for Czech Republic, competitive team. Going to be very difficult to break down as And I remember what happened earlier in this group. Obviously, Portugal won 2-0. Oh, no, it was 4-0 against Switzerland. It was 2-0 against Czech Republic. And look, Czech Republic have a very good team, and I do like this Stonic goalkeeper. I think this guy can be a very good goalkeeper. Patrick Schick, Klosik, and these sort of guys. So Czech Republic are no slouches. And I think Portugal just they got to approach this game with the right mentality. They got to approach it with the right mentality. Obviously, this group is very, very still interesting. Spain, of course, we know they got a great team. Just attacking wise, can they get enough goals to win games? That's going to be the key issue for them when it comes to the World Cup. But their midfield is so dangerous. It's so good. It's just mind-boggling to me how good the midfield is. And then obviously Luis Enrique, great manager. As for Switzerland, a bit of question marks going on with this Swiss team. A little bit of question marks because the last international break wasn't the greatest. Obviously, they were trying a lot of different things, and Murat Yakin, who obviously took over a couple months ago, I think if Jan Sommer is not having a great game, this team can struggle. I really do. I think this team can struggle. So if Jan Sommer are having a great game, question marks. But Akanji's actually done very well with Manchester City. You still got Fabian Schär. You still got, obviously, Granit Xhaka has been amazing this season with Arsenal. I think Granit Xhaka has having a rebirth in his career because he looks like a completely different player. You still got Shaqiri, getting the money in Chicago, all good for him. You still got Zakaria and these sort of guys. It's just about who's going to get them the goals. Did they not call up Okafor? Okafor must be injured then because I don't think they called up Okafor. So then they're going to have to rely on Embolo and Seferovic. Seferovic, man. I'm going to give Benfica fans PTSD from that miss against Barcelona, but it didn't matter at the end because they qualified. So this is going to be an interesting one where I feel like Czech Republic can get a result at home against Portugal. I really do. I'm going to say 1-1. Spain will win 2-0. And then I think Spain will rotate, and then Portugal will win 2-1. And then Switzerland will win 2-1. So a lot of rotations going on here. It's going to be kind of the same thing. Head-to-head wise. Oh, Portugal would then go ahead. Interesting. Wait, is that possible? Wait, hold up. Yes, it is possible. Okay, so Portugal would finish top of the group if they do beat Spain, even though if they draw. And then Czech Republic will be relegated to League B. That's just my 2 cents about this group. It's just my 2 cents. Obviously, this is just quick predictions, people. We're gonna have a more deeper dive analysis when the games are happening. So then we can just really see where these national teams are at. Let's see what you guys are saying. Switzerland with massive upsets last year, and then they fell. Yeah, they're going through a little bit of a transition phase, I would say. That's what I'm feeling like with this Swiss team. And they're not heading into the World Cup with the greatest form. They got to wake up. And I agree with Michael. I don't really expect France to win the World Cup again. All I ask is for them to have a decent run. Yeah, look, they'll have a decent run. If they get bounced out again in the group stage in the World Cup curse, we got to... it's just unbelievable. Portugal can face either Spain or Switzerland in the World Cup. And Cristiano just awarded the best national scorer. Ronaldo will get the goals. Ronaldo has to do 3 CUs, and Matt has Switzerland to beat Portugal in the World Cup. Yeah, I don't know what Matt's doing. Ilta Michael, Ilta maan paras. Et sä menossa siihen peliperjantaina? Eikö sä menossa siihen peliperjantaina? England to get relegated? Here we go. Okay, now is England going to get relegated? Yes or no, people? Yes or no? Will England get relegated to League B? Because all I just ask for from Gareth Southgate, please just play Tomori. I don't care what the results are. Just please, I beg, just play Tomori. Is that too hard to ask for? Surely he's gonna start him. Surely. Henderson got called up. Oh boy. Okay. This is a very fascinating group, and this next game against Germany and Hungary is very, very good because one thing we have known in this Nations League and the Euros, do not underestimate Marco Rossi's side. The Hungarians are looking very good. Obviously, the one player from Freiburg, Zalai, he's injured, won't be part of the squad. When you still got Dominik Szoboszlai, you got a good team. This team they know their identity, Hungary. Sit back, counterattack with ferocity and pure execution. And that's what the Hungarian national team are very good at the moment. And as for Germany, Hansi Flick is probably going to do some rotations, try and find his best starting lineup heading into that World Cup. Will he still be going with Timo Werner? What does he do with Kai Havertz and these sort of question marks? So it is going to be a very difficult match for Germany, and I think it's something that's good for them heading into the World Cup because they are going to play against Japan and Costa Rica. I think especially like at Japan, I could see like similarities between them and Hungary where they're both very good on the counterattack, and that would be a good preparation, I think, for Germany. And then Hungary, I like this team, man. I just think they have passion. I think they play for their national team. You know, every player is proud to play for their country, but I feel like with the Hungarian, it kind of seems more to them, especially in this Nations League when, you know, some of these national teams, they didn't really care about it, but Hungary were like, you know what? We care. We want to improve, and Marco Rossi has drilled it into these players. So I'm fascinated, but I would say at home, Germany will get the win. It's not going to be easy. I'm going to go 2-1 win for Germany. Just barely. I can imagine a lot of Hungarian fans will be at the game. And that's going to be a crazy atmosphere. And then it's Italy against England at the San Siro. Unfortunately, we'll not be watching these games because the Finland game is on at the same time. So see what happens on the highlights. I just think, you know, we obviously clowned Southgate a lot after the last Nations League where they lost 4-0 and embarrassed and this sort of stuff. So it's no real surprise in that sort of sense. But I think not for Gareth Southgate. I haven't read too much into if he's still going to play that 5 at the back, if he's going to switch to a 4 in the back, what sort of formation does he want to play with and this sort of stuff. And Italy, it's just now, you got to find the young pieces. You got to build the young pieces. You got to build them up. Like Raspadori, Bastoni, bring these guys into the national team. Develop them more. Look at the midfield. You got Jorginho, you got Barella, you got obviously Tonali. It's a good midfield. I don't know what formation Mancini is going to play. If he's going to play a wingback formation, you got obviously Spinazzola, Emerson, and these sort of guys. Di Lorenzo, I don't think he's the greatest going forward, but very good defensively. So could be a 5 in the back against a 5 in the back in this game. And I think for England, it's just, once again, I'll just say it again. Please play Tomori. Please. Just play him. I could see this being a little bit of a cagey affair. Maybe Italy will have a point to prove. San Siro booing Donnarumma again. I probably will happen again. So I'm going to go with a 1-1. I feel like it's going to be 1-1. I think this game is not where England should make a statement. The game against Germany at home is where they need to make a statement and show what they are about, because that's really where they're going to be tested. Then England versus Germany at home obviously is going to be very good atmosphere. Could see very intense. I feel like Germany won't want revenge for what happened at the Euros round of 16, that sort of stuff. England gotta perform. If they don't, they could be relegated into League B, which, you know, that's not where England should be, but they haven't cared. No real desire. Attacking wise, 1 goal in 4 games, not good enough. You know what? I'm going to go with the 2-1 win for England. I think they'll pick up a result at home. I feel like Hansi Flick will just rotate a lot of players because this game will end 1-1 between Hungary and Italy. And it will be enough for Germany to finish first. And look how tight the group is. 3 points separate all 4 teams. That's where I see it at the moment. So, yeah. Let me know, who do you guys think will finish first and who will be relegated from this group in League A? Natti, más o menos. Yes, probably no. Maguire masterclass. England are going to get relegated. Well, if France get relegated, I hope at least England makes us company. If they really want to stay in League A, then start Maguire. Agreed. England's survival chance depend on who starts in goal. League B with Ramsdale, League A with Pope and maybe Dean Henderson. Nah, Ramsdale's good. I think he's better than Dean Henderson. The game versus Hungary will be difficult, very defensive team, so let's see if we can finally defeat them after 2 draws against them. Oh yeah, because of the Euros it was 2-2. That was an insane game. Stones is suspended against Italy, and the game against England in Wembley, I'm so hyped for this. Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Onneksi olkoon. Maguire going to carry. England. Germany 2-0. England tomorrow late winner. England 2-1. Matt is being a little bit hopeful there, but you gotta have some hope. You gotta have hope. England ain't winning both. Henderson hat-trick. Ramsdale. On some positions, we have so many options on the wing and the midfield, goalkeepers, etc. But the right back position and the real number 9 is really worrying me. Yeah, look, Germany just don't have that striker. They just don't. And I feel like Hansi Flick will keep going with Timo Werner, Timo Werner, Timo Werner. And then he realized he ain't good enough. He ain't good enough. He ain't good enough. So, yeah, it's a big question mark. I think in that order, and please start Danny Worrells, and they need the goat Maguire to step up. So, yeah, one last group to predict before we head out and enjoy the Nations League, which will begin tomorrow. And there might be a watch on actually for Croatia, Denmark, because I'm actually very fascinated by the game. Is it still 0-0 between Scotland and Ukraine? It is indeed still 0-0. Has San Marino scored a goal? That is the big question mark. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? It is still 0-0 between San Marino and Seychelles. Even though San Marino were the betting favorite in the game. That must be a first forever. Okay, so obviously all of these 4 teams are going to go to the World Cup. So good preparation. Interesting enough, I saw the comments by, I think it was Rodon, who obviously is at Rennes now. I think he's on loan. Yeah, I think he's on loan. He said, hey, I came to France and to Rennes to just prepare for the World Cup because he knew I'm probably just going to sit on the bench. See, a lot of these players with these transfers, and maybe especially with a lot of the loans, were just looking at the World Cup and saying, I need game time. I need to be match ready for this World Cup. And, I mean, obviously Wales, they weren't too focused on the Nations League. It was just all about qualifying for the World Cup. All about mentally, it was all into that. So I can't really read into too much what happened in June and July in June in the Nations League. As for Belgium, obviously they're missing some key players like Lukaku and this sort of players. It is tough. I feel like with Roberto Martinez's team, just defensively, I just can't trust them defensively. I really can't. I just don't know about that. Attacking-wise, midfield-wise, they're good. Wing-backs, they're good because we know Roberto Martinez is playing a 5-in-the-back formation with Belgium. That defense really worries me. But they have an absolute wall in goal in Courtois. So that will save them in these games and obviously at the World Cup. At home, I would expect them to beat Wales. And then as for Poland against Netherlands, I think this is now where Poland really gotta step up their performances. I mean, obviously they did suffer a big loss against Belgium in the Nations League, which was pretty embarrassing. 6-1 ain't nice at all. So Poland gotta step up their performances, especially because they're in a tough group with obviously Mexico, Saudi Arabia, and Argentina. Obviously, good point, Sebastian. Robert Lewandowski against Van Dijk. I think for the Netherlands, obviously Gravenberch, frustrated by lack of play, this sort of stuff. Bergwijn. I mean, Memphis Depay could become the all-time goal scorer of the Dutch national team. That is just one of the most craziest stats I probably will ever see. How Memphis Depay will be one of the all-time goals? I can't say it. I just can't say it. So this is going to be interesting just to see how these teams are going to be playing. I can see a lot of rotations, just try out some new things. It is quite difficult to predict this because we don't know what lineup Louis van Gaal, Roberto Martinez are going to do and this sort of stuff. But if I have to give predictions, I'm going to go 2-0 for Belgium at home. I just think they're a strong home side. I would say Poland will actually bring back a good performance and draw with Netherlands at home. This could be a great game to watch. I'm going to go Netherlands 3, Belgium 2, and then I'm going to go 2-1 for Wales. That's my prediction. So if these results go as is, Netherlands will go to the final, and then Wales will be relegated back down to League B. And yeah, this is going to be very fascinating group to watch, and I just love Louis van Gaal, and this is probably going to be his last ever time being a manager, so relish the moment, people. Relish the moment while you can. Okay, interesting. Scotland is so much better. Big up to CJ, let's go Poland. Big up to Beat on. I relegated England playing Peru away when the CONMEBOL UEFA Nations League. I don't think the European teams are going away to CONMEBOL, by the way, Beat on, because they'll be, we can't make that long travel. Let's bring the Peruvian and the Paraguay and the Venezuela to Europe. It makes it easier for us. I know exactly what's going to happen. They're not going to go to Peru. They're not going to go to Lima. Do you think England are going to go play in La Paz? Please. Big up to Radical. It was a very good trip. Very good trip. Very good trip. Big up to Sebastian. Big up Joel. He says Louis van Gaal is the GOAT. I mean, he did win the 1994 Champions League. Yeah, 94. Yes, 94. Gravenberch isn't even in the Netherlands squad. I think only in the under 21s. Did he not? Did I interview not have? I think Gravenberch did actually go to the under 21s. You're right, Hans. Yeah, because Louis van Gaal said you're not performing in your club team, so that's why he didn't select him. But people, that is then the predictions and preview for the final two match days. And obviously, when the Nations League does conclude, we're gonna review it. We're gonna just look at how we're feeling about the teams in the World Cup, and then we'll kind of look at the pots then for the upcoming Euros qualifiers, because already next March the Euro qualifiers begin. Just constant action in international football. Constant. So should be a great time. If you have any final questions, let me know right now in the chat. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We got 4 likes. If we can get up to 40, that would be fantastico. Belgium will win last 2 games and top the group. Holland ain't that good. I still think Holland is a good team. I still think Holland is a good team. Denmark, Spain, Germany, and Netherlands to advance to the semifinals. 1-0 for Scotland. Oh, interesting. And Harry Maguire getting played by Moreno Martins at 4,000. If you guys don't know, Marcelo Moreno Martins is the Bolivian striker, by the way. It is the Bolivian striker. That would be a sight to see, an absolute sight to see. Chile versus San Marino will be Chile's last best game, and Chile 3, San Marino 0. I hope it would be Chile 3-0. And Scotland did score, so let me see who scored for Scotland. Let's quickly check that out, and it was John McGinn. John McGinn with the goal. That's a good start for Scotland in this Nations League group. But people, we will maybe do a watch on that versus Croatia-Denmark tomorrow, because fascinating game. 2 high-quality teams. 2 teams I think will do very well at the World Cup. So we might do a watch on for that. But then Friday there will not be any content, as I am going to the Finland game against Romania. And then Saturday, Sunday, we'll see what games are up. And maybe we'll do some live streams. We'll see about that. But then also stay tuned for the recorded videos. Remember to share some love on the Bundesliga and Serie A videos. Go watch those videos right now. Subscribe to those. Like those videos and watch them to support your boy here. But further ado, I think it's good time to end it. Enjoy the international break. Enjoy the games. Hopefully your national team does well, and hopefully my team shows up on Friday and doesn't embarrass me in the cold, because that will be a horrible Friday after a long work week, and then go Friday to watch my national team play just to lose at home. Don't do it, Finland. I beg you, don't do it. I'll be very pissed off. But further ado, have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. And I'll see you next time on the live stream. Adios.